All right, we just built ourselves a ArcoLinuxB Enlightenment, and we've made the name a little bit shorter because of the fact that you can't make these lines, these names, these ISO names as long as you want. That's not going to happen. So Enlightenment becomes light. So important if you go download something from the internet. Let's choose the file. It's going to be an ArcoLinuxB out. Check, open, start. If you are faking, because this is what it is, a virtual machine is faking to be a real machine, and you've set it to UEFI, you need to go first to boot manager and then tell the machine go boot with the ISO. So if you have a USB and you pop it in real metal, this is what you get. If you select, of course, F8, F2, boot from the USB. First is Intel AMD, choose, and NVIDIA, choose, right? If you have a new NVIDIA card. Sometimes the nouveau clashes, so then you choose that one or this one. And if all four are failing, then it's for you. Save graphics, no mode set. Anybody on VirtualBox, VMware, boxes, QEMU, first line. And then we boot up. What are the things that are so important? What makes Enlightenment different than all the other 40 ISOs that we have? We'll go over every single step. First of all, normally an ISO, you auto log in into a desktop. We can't do that. If we do that, we auto log in into Enlightenment Wayland. Now, for many of us, this may be okay, but for many of us, it's not okay, right? So you give you the choice, and we need in virtual machines to choose Enlightenment, so no Wayland. Okay, so that's why we're here. Enter a password, it says, and there is even, well, the live user is there, but there is no, it seems that there's something missing. No, just log in. Password is empty and live user is set. So just click login. This is also a bit strange. In my previous version that I had all kinds of configs. And I said, no, I want to have a version look of today's Enlightenment, next month, 2 years from now, right? No interference, few things, just a few things. But what do you need to do then? Here inside the live environment, he can't know the language. Later, he will. So next, here you can select your keyboard. Next. Here you can say some kind of option between standard Enlightenment or tiled. And here is text that personally I can't read. My glasses are not strong enough. But it's choice here. Okay. And then next. And this is a good idea to make things bigger, but I'll show what it is normally, right? But on my installations, I'm using now 1.2. So a size, preferred size. Next. Whenever a window is closed, window focus, or whenever you go over it, so when you enter the mouse into a window, focus on it. And that's a double S. Next. Conman network service not found. Okay, there is no Conman network. Bluetooth, no, we haven't done that. Bluetooth, okay. And all kind of settings, hardware accelerated, OpenGL, that's more technical. Don't know if that's important for you guys. Check it out, test it if anything happens if you select these two guys. And then enable update checking, always a good idea. Information, taskbar, yes, no, enabled or not. Haven't done it yet, but I will at some point in time. And this is what you get. So we have a whole way to go through, a workflow kind of thing, and then finally we're on the desktop. And we do get this ACPI error here. I have installed ACPI and ACPI daemon. If that's a thing you want to have, all you need to do is sudo systemctl enable ACPI-D. I'm not gonna make that decision for you, right? You decide. If you press OK, nothing happens. It's just a message. It's not gonna be enabled or so. Then all the rest is similar in the sense that we can update, we can clean everything up, make it easy installation, it will always work, or a more advanced installation, which, yeah, you need to have some more knowledge about your system. Choices, right? I'll show this and I'll do a live installation. An advanced, sorry. This is also something. Enlightenment, right? He wants a password. Whatever, okay. There is no password. It's an annoying pop-up that we click away. So this is the default stuff. Any Linux distribution out there says what language, where do you live, what keyboard. Those are the basics, right? How do you want to do things? And here often you don't have all this choice, but here we do, right? Next. And now we go for this, this, oh, this. This would be my normal setup. Don't, that's wrong, except if you know Wayland works. The default login again will be Wayland. So login automatically without asking for password gives me troubles in VirtualBox. So don't login automatically without asking for the password. So we want to end up in SDDM again, like a few seconds ago, and then choose at the top left. Don't use Wayland, use X11 basically. And now we say go next, and it's done. Okay. Advanced installation, pop-up, annoying, just say okay. The language, and then more technical stuff, which you can all skip, and you'll end in, well, not the easy installation actually, but something similar, right? He will do his updates. So you go through the motions, select maybe some more things. So, oh my god, GIMP, I definitely need GIMP, and definitely need Inkscape, and so on. You select everything, and then of course the same screens come again. Where do you live? What's your keyboard? Erase disk, next. And again, this makes it educational in the sense that repeating it makes sense. So you can't do this. Login automatically without asking for password. Will not select it. Next. Install, and they're off. And now it's the bits and the bytes that go over from A to B, and we'll have to wait for that to finish, and then we'll look what happens again, because when we reboot, this is the live environment. When we reboot in the future system, he's gonna say, what do you want? Again, this workflow thing of the keyboard, the language, the keyboard, what was it then? All these workflow things when you boot up. Once all that's set, and you can reboot as much as you like, you won't see it again. But it's a kind of setup that Enlightenment has. Alright, let's wait for it. Alright, it's time to restart. So remember this specific workflow that Enlightenment has. Yep, it's doing it again, because that was the live environment, the USB. This is the real thing. This is your computer. Important for you to test. In my case, VirtualBox, everything freezes. The other computer, the real metal thing, well, it just throws me back out to SDDM. Just won't do it for you. Okay, so you choose, and that's why we're here. That's why we don't auto login, and say choose that one, and then you can enjoy Enlightenment. So the workflow thing, the setup thing, whatever you want to call it, this time on the real metal machine, I notice language. You've selected the language. I never change this to English. It's just take the system default. I'm not a fan of extra clicking if it's not needed. So just next. And then Belgium, next. Tiling or not, standard tiling. Let's just try first the standard, I would suggest, and then see what happens on tiling. 1.2 is what I do. I told you I'll show you what it looks like. It's very small indeed for my eyesight in a way. And then the focus, and then next. Command network, all the same things of course. Bluetooth settings, yes, no. Enable update checking, sure. Enable taskbar. At one time I will activate it and see what it is. Bye for now. The ACPI error, I've told it in the other video. A super simple thing. I've given you all the applications, right? I've given you all the applications. If you want to get rid of this thing and you say ACPI, that's good. I'll join the club. Then you only have to enable it. Systemctl enable ACPI D. D stands for daemon. And you see this line. If you see this line, all is well. Created symlink. And that's it. Then you won't see it anymore. ArchWiki ACPI. Have a look what it is. PAMAC, I mean. Have a look. See what it says there. The description of ACPI. And here we are. Right? There's the home. Okay. And we have a temp here. And I don't know about you, but try to read the text here and see if that's big enough for you. And off we go. We have now liftoff, so I would say. There's one thing maybe I could log out, add to the video. That will be a nuisance as well. I told the welcome app not to be there. I told him not to be there. This is about rebooting, right? You just need to restart. I'll show you later. This one, we told him not to auto start, and here is again. This is Enlightenment, meaning it's something else. Let's maybe go here, that's easier. Voila. Control H. Luckily that works for us. Let's make this a little bit bigger. If you go to the corners, you can actually drag this thing and make it bigger. I believe it's an E. And now to really come close to the screen to be actually be able to read this, applications I think, and then startup, and here should be a file. Oh my god, the file is not there, so it has to be somewhere else, I guess. Startup, no, that's a pity. Anyway, I'll put it in the other video, but there is a setting, and that's important maybe to show you already. The E and the elementary, that's where it all happens, right? Anything you change, like let's go for the wallpaper, right? This is not that nice, and it's important to know that I've done zero as of changes to this system. The only thing I said is maybe Firefox put it here, right? And that's it. This would be already a little bit better to make things a little bit brighter or greener, right? You choose. So this is where all the settings will be, and all the information I can better point you to this one, the settings panel. This is something I need to spend a lot of more time in to look at all the settings there are. The things that matter is the wallpaper, definitely. The application theme, so go for ArcDark, for example, for Thunar. And I closed it already, but you can choose other icons. And here are Enlightenment X and so on. But Sari is here, Surfen is here. Go change, but maybe you first want to try out these icons and have a look. Okay. And test them out. But there is A lot more, as you can see, a lot more to change, and the scaling is here as well. If that's gonna be a problem, make it bigger. Definitely will. But you have a desktop to explore. You have something to play with. And everything is here. I just played the YouTube video. Sound is here, it's working. If I want Bluetooth, I have to do something more, but that's something else, right? So there you go. You got yourself a ArcoLinuxB Enlightenment. You put on the ISO whatever you want. It's gonna be on the future system as well. As you see, there is almost nothing there. Thunar to get to grips, and here you see the reason why maybe we should change the icons, right? That's not that nice. So settings panel, and then application name, and then icons, and then whoop, make it bigger. Come on and have a look. Static Arc is probably the one I often take. I do like the Horst 3180 icons. Applications. Oh, another thing, maybe I can keep on saying things, right? But right mouse click, icon, add to bar. So it's on there. So next time I don't have to navigate this menu like all the way up. I have it here. Oh, click again. And this is Arc Dark, and the icons are also actually Arc folders. Enjoy Enlightenment. I'll make more videos separately from after this one, and yeah, enjoy. Cheers.